afternoon on the East Coast. Good morning on the West Coast. It's time for the Talkin Baseball pregame show. We got another slate chock full of games. Baseball will be played today. My name's Jimmy. Got Jake sitting next to me. Trev coming to you from California. Producer Zach behind the dish. We are in the Roosevelt Studios in the Bronx. Trev, how was your pool party yesterday? How are you?
It wasn't a pool party. I need to make that clear so I don't get in trouble. It was a little play date, and it went well. It's been very, very hot out here, so it's always nice to jump in the pool. I am doing great today. I had a great morning. We did an awesome sequence episode with a surprise guest. Now I'm ready to talk some baseball, if there's going to be baseball.
Yeah. Jake, how are you?
We shall see. I'm all right. The world's weighing heavy on everyone. Everyone's at each other's throats, even if you're on the same side. The pre-production show on here would have had the people in the chat concerned. But it's tough. I mean, we tried to cover some of the world's problems with the sports Band-Aid for a little bit, and I mean, it is what we're doing as a profession, so that's part of the reason why. But yeah, then you kind of have that realization, and it's heavy and it's tough, and we'll see. We all got to try to do our part, get a little better, and just try to get more homer draft and Jimmy's dumb prop bet of the days right. So that's all we can do. My Rocks are hot. You'll hear more about them later. Phillies might be getting it going. Starting to get excited for some bad teams. That's where I'm at.
Nice.
We just had a trade, Jim.
Yeah, we had a trade. Talking about that in my What to Watch for a little bit, a little spin on it. But the Blue Jays just traded for Taijuan Walker for a player to be named later. I think it was just one guy.
We think so. If I had to guess, and sometimes they do fun stuff with these trades. Maybe there's a name they agreed on, but they could also be doing maybe if Blue Jays make the playoffs, they get to pick this guy. If Blue Jays don't make the playoffs, they get to pick that guy.
Yeah, if Taijuan Walker starts 5 games,
yeah.
Blah blah. Yeah.
So we'll see.
What I read was it was a player to be named later because the player is not in the alternate site, so they can't.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm interested. I think returns are going to be much lower than anyone expects.
Yeah, I
don't know. Taijuan's just exactly a big trade piece at this moment.
Right.
So.
Well, no, but he's one of the 4 starters that you can go try and get right now.
I expect like a Bauer to be much.
I don't think Bauer's going to be moved, but we'll
talk
about that.
I actually do think he is.
Did you read Buster's tweets?
I have not.
Buster only just laid it out there. Like, you'd have to pay a lot of money and a lot of value to take him from the Reds for 4 or 5 starts in the regular season. I mean, if you're a guaranteed you're going to make like a CS and you need a starting pitcher, then I get it. But yeah, you have to. Even like a low cost is still high for Bauer because he's owed a lot of money, and they can get the qualifying offer, which you'd have to top. So it's interesting. And then, do you want to bring him to your team? Yeah. Personality-wise, do you want to bring him to your team? And I know a lot of people like him, and I don't hate his personality. I don't love it either. I'm indifferent. I think it's good for baseball. But if you don't think teams are considering that, you're just kind of ignoring it. Definitely a factor. So we'll see. But the Blue Jays did make a trade. Should I do the East? Did you do the East yesterday?
Blue Jays in the playoffs right now, as of today.
I mean, they are the best team lined up for that 8 seed.
Yeah, and they may be the only. We'll get to that in my What to Watch for.
Teaser. Jim, tell us about the East.
I'm trying to find the damn
love of everything holy.
The East Coast today. These are the games that will be played. The Red Sox are playing the Blue Jays. Speaking of, Ryu versus Mazza. Someone on the Periscope with the last name Mazza just joined. Was it Chris Mazza? No, Jason Mazza in the Periscope chat. Maybe it's Mazza's brother, so we'll tread carefully there. Ryu coming off a couple good starts. Blue Jays just got some support. Will they be motivated? Phillies and the Nationals are playing. I think the Phillies have won 3 in a row. Scherzer versus Spencer Howard. Exciting matchup for Howard. Hopefully the Phillies can somehow beat Scherzer because I'm rooting for them to go up and up and up. Orioles versus the Rays. John Means versus Ryan Yarbrough. Means ERA is 10. Holy smokes. Orioles are... And that's all. No, the Marlins and the Mets. If we forgot the Mets and the Marlins again, they got so upset the day we forget them. And the comments were just like, look at my life. All 3 websites we used didn't have them, so eat a bug. Marlins versus Mets. Sixto Sanchez. Who's pitching for the Mets? Do we know? Do you know?
Let's see. Mets, I've got undecided currently.
Awesome. Go Mets. Sixto
Yes,
Sanchez.
I also have undecided.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that someone was like, I read the comments. Someone was like, if you're going to do a daily show, do the research.
Do the research. Like, dude,
Like,
every
dude.
website we used for research didn't have the games because they were moving in live time and changing. So
And we don't really care, to be honest with you.
it's
The Mets have put us in a position where we don't really care.
this is an impromptu show. Like, that's the whole vibe. We read the games, we react to the games. People don't like reaction shows sometimes. Sometimes they love them. Jake and I had to do every watching baseball we did. Like, we are reacting to this. If you're going to do this show, you should do the research and study. Like, we're not going to study like for hours to watch a game from
You
1977.
don't know the Pirates 1976 setup guy?
I'm actually disappointed that you wouldn't, Jake. This is your
Do
life.
you what? Okay. Trev, I bring a lot of other stuff to the table. So
Sports Jake, AOL, AIM screen name.
I mean, if it was before I'm alive, I don't put up the biggest fight there. If it's pre my life, and was I ever alive? Ryu on the mound, he's turned his season around. That's exciting, especially a little shot of life, knowing you're getting Taiwan Walker, which again, probably not a difference maker, but every team's looking for innings, and he's a big boy that can give you that.
He's been pretty good though. He got stuck at a 4 ERA. What's up with Bichette? What do we got on that?
I think
I know he's hurt.
He's still out for a little bit. I can get my research team on it.
Who's got a 4 ERA?
Taiwan.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ryu. I was
No.
like, Ryu's month of August has been phenomenal. 1-2-3 ERA in 4 starts.
Yeah.
It's good, man. He gets hot. It's pretty.
Anything else about the East Coast? My what to watch for comes from here.
No Yanks. Phillies have won 3 in a row. They're going for a 4-game sweep of the Nats, which could be the dagger in them. The 11-17 Nationals.
And then you got to go up against the
Yeah.
one they call Max.
Scherzer versus Spencer Howard, the kid.
Well, that's why this would be like a statement win, I think. Like,
Yeah.
the Nationals
that,
are
yeah.
officially out. Well, they are. They're in second to last place in the whole National League. And the Phillies are like, okay, let's do this. So I am rooting for that. Just we've been rooting sweep or get swept. So I'd like the Phillies to win. Beat Scherzer, I think, is a big energy boost for them, confidence boost, and then keep going.
World Series hangover is still going. It's a big hangover.
I don't dislike the Nats either. I like a lot of what they have going on. They're just, you're bad, so just stay bad.
They got pretty screwed by the Soto stuff to start their year, too. I mean,
Soto, Strasburg out now.
like, did Soto ever even get positive tests? Like, what was that? The whole thing was bizarre.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. All right, Jake, what's going on in the Central?
in the Central,
The mighty Central.
the Pittsburgh Pirates and Chad, cool as a cucumber, will go up against Kwang Hyun Kim in Game 1 of the doubleheader at Busch Stadium. In the second game of that doubleheader, Trevor's guy, Cody Ponce, or is it Ponce?
I call him Ponce. I don't know.
Ponce.
I call him Ponce.
Versus Johan Oviedo for the Cardinals. So a little double dip in the Lou. Haven't been there. Reds Brewers also doing a doubleheader. Sonny Gray will try to go the distance against Adrian Hauser, who probably also thinks he's going to go the distance. And then in the second game, Wade, he's just being Miley versus Josh Lindblom to finish off that doubleheader. What else do we have in the Central? Twins Tigers. Randy Dobnak versus Matthew Boyd. Randy Dobnak, who's been nothing short of incredible this year, versus Matthew Boyd, who's been nothing short of dog poop so far this season. And that's what's going on in the Central.
Thank you, Jake.
Randy Dobnak, put some respect on that name, people, when you talk about him. One of the best pitchers in the major leagues right now. And he's got a cool like facial hair thing, which you don't see too often. The guys that do the
Randy
weird
Dobnak
hair
has a cool
usually
facial
aren't
hair?
good.
Oh, he's got the Fu Manchu. I don't think he still has that, does he?
I don't know.
I think so.
When I think about Randy Dobnak in my brain, I think about facial hair and
you know,
carving.
A little
Like a freaking Thanksgiving turkey. Sit at the table that Dad carved you up.
Might surprise a lot of people, but Randy Dobnak still technically a rookie. He's one of the leaders for Rookie of the Year this year. So
imagine if he beats out Luis Robert for Rookie of the Year. Let's go.
Good. Kyle Lewis, Luis Robert, and I think Dobnak are the leaders in the clubhouse right now.
That's fine.
Have you guys ever carved a Thanksgiving turkey?
No.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
Did not realize how much of a thing it was until you step up to the plate. Yeah.
Did you go electric? Did you have an electric knife?
No,
What hatchet?
I'm man-made, Trevor.
Hatchet.
What I've learned as being a dad and a father, those are the same thing, I think.
Two different things.
No, well,
Two
yeah.
different things.
What I've learned is don't be ashamed of having the right tool. In fact, it's the way of life, Jake. So don't diss an electric knife.
Trevor, let me ask you a follow-up question.
They don't build houses with hammers and nails, Trev.
If I told you that I've carved one turkey in my life, do you think I did it properly?
Well, I don't know where it was if somebody had the electric knife and you're like, nah, I'm old school.
You think, okay, follow-up question. You think that I was cutting somebody in line to cut a turkey and say, I got this?
Yeah. So what happened? Are you just like
The real thing is Jake and I are not
girlfriend.
alphas. So
we cooked a turkey one year.
And just you two?
Yeah. We took it out, and then it was like, oh, shoot, we got to eat this MFer. So a lot of YouTube. But, yeah, I mean, I ate some turkey that day.
Trev, you sit at the head of the table?
No. I don't. We have.
It's four of you, so I guess.
No, we usually host either Thanksgiving or Christmas. Usually, sometimes both. And I do have chairs at the head of the table. I think I have like a 10-person table. And it's not like a specific seat for me. Sometimes I will. Sometimes
But it's not like this is my house. You're at my house. I'm sitting at the head of the table.
Nah, I'm not really like that.
I feel like head of the table's kind of passing.
My dad sits up there. Like, we save it for my dad.
Okay.
But I don't think he would demand it.
I think when the kids get a little older and like they know like table manners and just to sit at the table, you can do that. Mine now, we're just running all over the place, making sure like the gravy isn't being spilled and whatnot. But I mean, it's not like a thing for me yet. But I hope one day I want to sit there and have little Teddy be like respecting me because I'm at the head of the table. He doesn't understand that yet.
But he will.
Okay.
Right now, he just knows you as the gopher dad.
He does not like it. He's like, why are you doing this to the Gophers? Like, what are they doing, Dad?
He's on the gopher side.
Unreal.
Oh, big time.
That's funny. All right. Anything else in the Central you want to talk about? Chad Kuhl's got a fun name. No? Reds Brewers. It's Gray versus Hauser again. I mean, again, but.
So why aren't they playing a doubleheader?
The Brewers?
Yeah.
They are.
Am I missing that?
Wade Miley and Lindblom is the second game. So Gray, Hauser.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just expecting Cincinnati to lose both games.
Yeah.
Or a very tired split. Like 5-1, 5-0.
That's what these teams will do.
Yeah.
It's a disappointment bowl. They're just going to split. Hauser's a dear friend that I've never met.
Brewers could get to 500 today with 2 wins.
I'm rooting for that.
Yeah.
But they'll just split. Trav, what's going on the West Coast?
Jim, we got a lot of games to make up out west. We had some postponements last night. Start off with the Mariners and the Padres. Now, Baseball Reference has Game 1 going to UC Kikuchi. But MLB has it the other way. So I don't know who's starting game 1. It was supposed to be Taiwan Walker according to MLB. Obviously, he's not going to be starting. But let's just say that Usai is starting against Garrett Richards in one of the games in a matchup of teams who I kind of like both uniforms. We talked about uniforms the other day. I think this is a good color matchup. The second game will be Dinelson Lamet versus whoever's replacing Taiwan Walker, or that could be the first game. I am confused. But they're playing 2 games today.
They'll play.
Padres looking to just keep going up, up, up. Slam Diego. The Dodgers and the Giants played twice today. First game slated to be Walker Buehler versus Logan Webb. The Giants still in the playoffs as of right now. A 7-game win streak on the line versus the Dodgers. Second game, the 22-9 Dodgers going with Clayton Kershaw versus Kevin Gausman. And I think this was the matchup from last night that didn't get played.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who's first or second in these games. Baseball Reference has Walker going first, Clayton going game 2. Following that up, we got Jake's Rocks down in Arizona, Kyle Freeland versus Zach Gallen, both these guys have been great. Zach Gallen's a guy that people really, really like. After that, we got the A's in Texas, Chris Bassett versus Jordan Lyle. A's with the second best record in baseball, looking to continue to push. And I believe Jim and Jake, that's it.
That's all. That's all she wrote. Jake.
Beauty, Trev.
You're what to watch for comes from this.
Sorry
region.
about the double headers. That's tough.
Why are they listed 2 different
tough.
ways
I mean,
on Baseball Reference and MLB.com? I'm sorry, people. It's not us.
ESPN's got them another way. It's tough, but a lot of action out west tonight. Yeah, I'm keeping it out west because that's, people call me West Coast Jake, and it's my
West Coast Snake.
West Coast Snake, excuse me. My Rockies, guys. Every time we want to write them off, they come climbing back in. They are now 1 game above 500. They just took 3 from the D-backs, who came into the series saying, hey, we're going to take the first 3 and get above 500. Now, the Diamondbacks are sinking. The Rockies could have a real knockout punch today, and maybe the D-backs end up being sellers. Archie Bradley could probably get your team a nice prospect at the deadline. Will this finally be the year they trade Robbie Ray? And it's that sneaky West Coast pitching matchup of the day. Zach Gallen, who's become a popular name on the program, has only pitched well to start his young career, and Kyle Freeland having the bounce back year. It feels like every Kyle Freeland star I've started to lean into, and man, it's because he's fun. He's a lefty who gets out. He might not punch you out, but he's gonna get you out, at least this year. And it would be cool if the Rockies could bounce back, because last year I talked about it. They got killed from their Astros set. Their season fell apart. Same thing happens this year. They go Astros, Dodgers, get wrecked. If they could bounce back with a 4-game sweep of the team that was probably favored to be second in the division, that'd be really good for the Rocks. So that's what I'm watching out west.
Arizona has to be selling if they want to sell. They're certainly you can't be thinking you're making the playoffs.
They were 13-11, and then they lost 8 straight.
Lost 8 straight.
So there was an article about that today on MLB Trade Rumors, and it was talking about how they were going to be buyers. Then they had this, and now the GM saying we're probably going to be selling.
It's the world we live in, man.
The free gallon of milk game, though.
This is a big day for the San Francisco Giants.
You think so?
Sitting at 15-16, you're going up against 2 of the best pitchers in your division. Sneak out a win today. What I don't want to happen to the Giants, because I want some anarchy here. I don't want the Giants to lose these 2 and then just go into a tailspin.
Who's pitching for the Mariners? I missed it in Trev's report.
Kikuchi is 1 game, and then the second game is TBD.
It was Taiwan.
And again, we don't know what order these are in.
Yeah. Yusei Kikuchi. Going to be tough to trade him if they ever wanted to because his deal is crazy with all the earnings and opt-outs and opt-ins and all that.
Cooch is staying. Trev, you're Trevor Plouffe's stat of the expanded standings. Jimmy has his over 500. You have run differential. D-backs are the second worst in run differential in the National League. So, you could do the season short and it's compact and let's go, let's turn it around quick. You lose 8 and you got the second worst run differential. I mean, as a GM, your hands start getting tied and they become an interesting team if they can sell at the deadline because there are some pieces there.
I mean, even with all that said, they're still 2.5 games back from a playoff spot. So,
weird year.
We talk about this like they're out of it, like they're gone because they just lost 8 in a row. But, dude, I mean, Giants get swept. Sweep.
It's just you're balancing the scales. A 3-game playoff series that will most likely lose. What money do we gain from potentially just 2 broadcast money from being in the playoffs and all the money that comes with that? Because they're not going past. If they win that, they're not going to win the division series. So versus what can we get if we sell these players? And then you have to think what helps us more going into next year. So, even if you can get that 3-game set, it's still maybe more beneficial for next year if you trade some guys.
Yeah. They're one of the franchises where I have zero idea which direction they're headed. I'm okay with that. I don't want just you're either going for it or you're not going for it because I think that makes baseball boring. But them and the Rangers, I just don't know the direction. I just don't know.
Me neither. Jake, Trev, what's your what to watch for? You don't have one on the sheet.
Yes, my what to watch for is kind of a who to watch for, because I have asked around the league, are these games going to be played? It was big talk last night, obviously. We had some games postponed. Technically, it was a strike by teams or players. And even the teams that ended up playing, we saw some guys sit out. I think Jason Hayward sat out for the Cubs. We saw Dexter Fowler, Jack Flaherty do it for the Cardinals. My what to watch for tonight is, will these teams be at full capacity with their roster? And will they play the games? Everything early on this morning, as I've sent some texts, some feelers out, I got one response, highly likely that we will be playing. So I do believe that the games will happen, but I also believe there will still be guys who opt out of these games. And in the 60-game season, and they have every right to do it, but in this 60-game season, I mean, just one guy, a special guy on your roster not playing means a lot.
Yeah.
So I would keep an eye out for that.
I wonder if they're going to follow suit because, the Brewers, because they're in, Wisconsin, and they said they followed the Bucks lead, but then the Brewers also, and that kind of was the first domino in MLB, and then the Brewers said, we're going to play tomorrow. This was our statement that we wanted to make. We thought we had to make, and I can congratulate them. I'm with them, all that. I was for it. But I think since the Brewers said, I don't know, it felt like they were the first domino, and now they said we're going to play tomorrow. Maybe people will play, but you never know, and people can do whatever they want.
I believe that the NBA has almost more influence than, like the Brewers being the first team to opt out. I believe that, a lot of those guys, a lot of the teams in the NBA are very influential. We saw there was a vote on the playoffs, and it was the Lakers and the Clippers who said, we're done. Doesn't mean the playoffs are done. That just means that those two teams voted against it. And I just think we're going to see, if LeBron comes out and says something, we're going to see some reaction and then some fallout from that. And it's going to cross over. I mean, cross over in the NFL. It's going to cross over into the MLB, or is it just MLB? Whatever. It's going to cross over into baseball. And just be on the lookout. If you're setting lineups or you're expecting to see someone, you might not tonight.
And NBA has announced that they're going to resume their playoffs either tomorrow or Saturday. So, again, do with that whatever you want. But
it's a fluid situation in my view.
Very much so.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on from that to baseball talk, which seems weird now, but I'm going to do my what to watch for. It's the Orioles. The Blue Jays traded for Taijuan Walker. They are in it. They currently have the 8th seed locked up. The Orioles, I believe, have lost two. They've lost. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They've won 2 games in their last 10 games. If the Orioles decide that they want to trade Givens, trade some other people, if the Orioles decide they're not in this fight, the AL is the 8 teams in the AL playoffs is set. So Orioles, what are you going to do? You're going to try and win? You're going to try and fight for that 8th seed? Or are you going to sell some guys and not be good? And their hitting has continued to be good in this losing stretch. Their pitching's just bad. Their starters giving up multiple runs. Every reliever besides Sulcer has given up an earned run. Sulcer has allowed the 10th inning man on second to score twice, so it's not an earned run. But one time he walked 3 guys in a row. So, like, every pitcher for the Orioles in the relief has been bad. The only guy that's good is our dude that we met. Eshelman. He's the only guy being good. If the Orioles aren't fighting for that 8th spot, the AL's set. We don't know what order the first 8 will be in, but those will be in. Unless we have some Tigers fans that really want to think the Tigers are going to chase that 8th spot. It's not going to happen. So that's kind of weird, right?
What a tough sell. You're the Orioles GM. You're Brandon Hyde. You got to walk into your clubhouse when you are a game and a half out and you're looking at the Blue Jays in front of you.
And
your
their
team has defied the odds already. And you got to say, you guys, guess what? We're going to trade our best reliever. We're going to trade one of our bats. We're not going to go for it this year. That is so fucked up.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the right move organizationally for the years to come. But when you get together and you do what they did to start the season off, and they've expanded the playoffs, and all these things are working in your favor, and then you're just like, nah, we're good.
Yeah.
When it's the Blue Jays in front of you?
It's definitely the right move. I mean, they do that scale, and those 2 games that they're going to lose in the playoffs versus as the 8th seed versus what they can get if they try to trade Givens for a reliever with 6 years of control, 2 relievers with 6 years of control. I mean, that scale tips way in favor of the Orioles trading some pieces than trying to win the 8th seed. And if they do that, the AL's done. It's locked up.
I mean, I think it's locked up anyways. I think even if the Orioles do that, you could still go back to the speech, hey, nobody expected us with those guys. Who gives a damn if they're here? I know it's a little bit of a gut punch, but and I think it's decided anyways. I mean, think about what we're actually saying. Like, well, you know, it's going to come down to the Orioles if they stay in it. One of the teams projected to be one of the bottom 3 worst teams in baseball. They've been fun and they can hit. You know, someone in the chat just mentioned Pedro Severino. He's been raking as the catcher this year. They've got a few guys doing that, but the West is dead. The other teams in the Central are dead. And, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The Orioles can hit and they can have some fun out there, but the pitching can't hold. And Toronto's starting to figure it out. They're hot. And, by the way, the current 8 teams in the East playoff, Trevor's indicator, the run differential, they are the only positive teams in the AL.
Yes. But, dude, it's a hard sell to your team. And like I said, it's the Blue Jays right in front of you. This is not a team that's like so much better than you. If I'm on the Orioles, I'm like, the Blue Jays are not better than us. Yeah, why are we selling? And like I get you could make the argument both ways. I understand that. But just having to walk into your clubhouse and tell those guys, fuck everything that you've done, we're over it. We're not going to go for it this year. That is
Yep.
You talk about like franchise culture.
Well, yeah,
winning culture.
If you're an Orioles fan, Taijuan Walker just got moved. Sell Cobb, sell Givens, get some pieces. You're really going to fight for them to lose a 3-game set?
You don't know how this is going to play out. There's always Cinderella teams. You get hot at the right time.
What's Cinderella teams in baseball?
The fucking Nationals last year, through 60 games, what were they?
They had a lot of talent. Name someone on the Orioles that compares to the top players on the Nationals.
They play in the same area. Some in the water.
Scherzer.
Same. Okay, I just did a breakdown on the 2014 Royals. Snuck into the wild card game, took it to 12 innings versus the
It's a better
A's.
example. It's a better example, but there's still.
They went on to lose the World Series to the Giants.
You don't think this Orioles team will win in the playoffs?
I don't think so either. Okay. I'm just saying it's a very hard sell to walk into your clubhouse and tell your guys that, and then expect them to go out and continue to play.
Well, apologize to the hitters, and then look at the pitchers and say it's just because these guys fucking suck.
Angels, go win 12 straight. Yeah. Let's get hot.
Yeah. It's interesting. The AL is basically set. It's kind of weird.
And it's the exact teams we thought.
Exact teams we thought.
The NL is very close, except for Cincinnati being crappy and Washington being crappy.
Yeah.
The Angels are the only one. The Angels are the only massive disappointment. They were supposed to be the same ilk as the White Sox or at least the Blue Jays, and they've been, instead, the worst team in the American League.
That's insane, dude.
It's nuts. They have Mike Trout.
Hey, they're entertaining offers on Dylan Bundy.
Yeah, same.
All right, moving on to Homer Draft. It's the Homer Draft.
I'm in last place.
Voit.
Oh.
Last place, Trev, they've been calling you. Voit continued his tour and then ended it yesterday. So, How many home runs did he get me?
5 or 6.
1,
right?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's a good pick, Jim.
7, I think.
They're not playing today?
No, he got me 6. He got me 6 home runs. The Yanks aren't playing today. But because it was a doubleheader, he didn't get a homer in the second game, so he's off tour. But it's not sad. It's kind of you clap for the greatness that happened. It's an amazing run that me and Voit went on. Trev, if you want to pick him up tomorrow, I think you'd be smart too. I think you'd be smart. But Jake also got a point with Lau.
B-Lo, going for that AL MVP, and nobody cares. But they should.
So, we care.
We care.
I got 13. Jake's got 12. Trev's got 11. Trev, you can go first since you're in last place.
I am in last place. I'll take it. I've been pretty bad on all facets of the betting here, Homer Draft and Jimmy's Dumb Prop Bet of the day. But today I think I might turn things around. And this is a little minor screw up for me. We talked about the rules yesterday. I went with the Yanks because there was a doubleheader. Then I found out that I don't get both games, blah, blah, blah. I was going to take Juan Soto before that. I saw that Patrick Corbin was pitching. I said, lefty, lefty. Let's save Soto for tomorrow. Ends up hitting a home run yesterday. I'm picking Juan Soto today. And I'm also doubling up on that game with Trade Turner. Why, guys? Why am I doubling up against the Phillies and Spencer Howard? Well, it's because they have the W boat, the worst bullpen of all time. I'm expecting homers in this game, and I'm hoping Soto had his opening night of his dick-dropping tour and will continue to go on for me. I heard he likes me, and he wants to do it. Let's just see if it lines up with his schedule.
Good picks, Trev.
Thank you.
Good picks.
Trey Turner is absolutely demolishing the league again. Very underrated player in the game of baseball.
By the way, it's gotten overlooked because of their COVID times, but Soto is on pace for 20.
Is he?
He's currently leading the NL in slugging and OPS. Casual.
He's 20 fucking
casual.
1.
Trav, I mean, he's
22.
21 in 307 days. Like,
that's insane.
He's basically 22.
Yeah, pretty close.
So, hey, Trevor, great picks.
Yeah.
Don't be condescending.
Trevor.
Don't be condescending in the middle of the season. I'm telling you guys.
I think those were good picks, man.
You picked Juan Soto. I just said some nice things about him.
It's a good pick.
It's a great pick.
I know your temperament, and I know the cadence of your voice.
God.
It's condescending.
Lock you, me, Peter Moylan in a room, and let's see what happens.
Jeff Pass and Ken Rosenthal.
I am taking a player who has homered for both of you. I am taking Nelson Cruz. We'll see if he starts dropping dick. He kind of just has for the past 15 years. He gets Matthew Boyd today. So that's kind of where we stand on that. And then I was going to check with you guys. I have a backup if you need it. I tried to take Matt Chapman yesterday. The game got canceled.
Cruz hasn't homered for me. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah, Cruz didn't homer for me either. So
You're really bad at the green shading.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm colorblind. Oh, God. I think I might have figured out what it is.
When you search Cruz, it just shows up.
So it highlights the search green.
Yeah.
The same green as the colors.
That's what I thought it was last time.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about you
There you
just
go.
look with your eyes?
I tried to. I searched, and my eyeballs show the color
the
green.
control find search is a good move, Jake. It's just now you know.
Thank you.
Now you know.
Now I know something. It's called getting educated, which everyone out there should do.
Yeah.
So is Chapman fine? I've got another pick. If you guys have qualms with him, tried to take him yesterday, but the game got canceled. He might even be out today.
No problem with it.
Okay.
But
It's a
isn't this
doubleheader,
like,
right? So
Isn't
you
this
get-
your whole point? Like you chose Nico Goodrum and you wasted.
I am taking Randall Grichuk.
Why not take Chapman, bro?
Wasted him. Burnt him.
God,
Under the current
Zach,
rules,
we
I
need you,
I
bro.
disagree with that rule, but that was the precedent set.
That's why I want to talk with you guys. Times change. The world is changing, but
New rules come September 1st.
new rules come.
We need it.
September
Law and
1st.
order.
Well, I don't know if you're getting Law and Order because we told Zach to make them.
Yeah,
as
we told
ridiculous
Zach
as
to
possible.
really explore the space.
We told him to do-
but there will be rules.
We told him to do shit like you can only do first baseman on Mondays or.
Catcher Thursdays.
Yeah, we told Zach to go crazy with the rules.
Zach's pretty
That's
nervous.
not gonna be good for programming, but okay.
It's gonna be
an
great for
opinion.
programming.
Nobody's gonna hit homers if you're doing catchers on a Monday.
I think with the limited pool, well, catchers on a Monday is a bad one.
Yeah, and can we pick the same guy then? Because there's only a few catchers that hit home runs.
Trev, Zach will
Zach
present
will
us
make the rules. We get to veto one
we
of
get to
them.
veto one of them.
I'm gonna be going on the sheet very late at night while you guys are
Good.
sleeping. Boom, 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 boom.
That's great. I mean, you should
I'll
be
see
doing that
you in
now
there.
anyway because you're last place, Trev.
Wow.
Keep it up, man.
Jimmy?
I am going with
Jimmy
Boyd.
Bauer.
I've been hunting home runs off of Boyd for a while now, and he always gives them up. I always miss my picks. He didn't give up any home runs last start. He threw like a Keuchel, Matthew Boyd. He went like 5-2, 2 earned runs, 0 home runs. Hilarious if he thinks that's going to continue. He's playing against the Twins. He averages, at least 2 home runs a game, basically, and the Twins hit a lot of home runs. So I just searched for Twins that I didn't have yet. I'm going with Polanco and Marwin. I don't have them.
Bang.
So, Boyd show.
Caught me a Marwin.
Yeah. Boyd's bad. Not
Boyd
that good.
stack.
Move on to the most controversial part of the show.
Moving on to Jimmy's dumb prop bet of the day. The Jacobs and Michaels won yesterday
Never
as
doubt.
the
You think?
Trevor
Never
and
doubt.
Grays did not win.
Jesus.
There were some cancellations. Trevor Plouffe wasn't listening when I said cancellations don't change anything yesterday.
I just don't think this means anything to me anymore. If we can just
Wow.
change the rules whenever we
rooted.
want, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Trev,
So,
just because you
until we establish
misinterpreted
rules, I'm
just
out.
because you misinterpreted the rules doesn't mean they got changed.
September 1. Rules month.
No, September 1 isn't for Jimmy's dumb prop bet of the day. That's why we're so upset. Don't you remember how upset you were before the show, Jake?
I was still voting for September 1 Zach rules. If his rule for Jimmy prop bet of the day is there's no rules, then there's no rules.
That's not coming from Zach, though. That's coming from Jimmy.
I would like a limit on players or something. I think there could be some things so I can track it a little easier. I was very lost last night.
I was too.
I'm a simple man.
The moment Jimmy's dumb prop bet of the day gets hamstrung, it will become Zach's dumb prop bet of the day. So, Zach, if you want to make rules, just
maker.
know that you will be then doing the dumb prop bet of the day.
Rules maker.
Today's is a simple
Oh, yeah.
one. It's the Kuiper. It's the South Korean
There we
Kuiper.
go.
There's only 2 starting pitchers in MLB from South Korea. They both pitched today. They have the same name, middle name for Kim, first name for Ryu. Baseball Reference says that for Kim, it's pronounced Yun, and for Ryu, it's pronounced Hyun. Hyun is how they say. So Baseball Reference, I don't know if that is, like Lao and Lo situation there, if there's just two different pronunciations for Hyun. So those two guys, the Kuiper.
So
what's the bet?
K plus innings pitched minus earned runs.
Yep. Kim
Ryu versus Kim.
Yep. Ryu's the favorite, but don't count Kim out because he's facing the Pirates.
He had a good start last time.
And he went 6 innings pitched. He stretched out with 0 earned runs last time. So his last start, he got 9 points, and Ryu's last start, he got 10. Ryu's start before that, he got 8. So Ryu is the better pick, I think, but it's closer than you might think.
Jake, as the leader, it's like golf. You tee off first, buddy.
I love a good fade. The Red Sox can still hit a little bit, and there's a nice theory to be had with Pittsburgh. They got their sweep, and then they're feeling good energy, and then Giolito shoves, and now they've been drained. Kim is in a doubleheader. I wonder if that's a factor at all today.
Try to get them all 7.
Yeah, try to push the envelope. I'm going Ryu. It's a safe bet. Lock it up. Jim, love the bet today.
I'm going Ryu as well. Trav?
I have to go Ryu. I mean, I want to try to make up points, but to me, I tried to do that like yesterday, or I was forced to do that yesterday.
Okay.
It just hasn't been working out.
I'll
for me,
change
so.
to Kim then. No qualms there. Well, it's not. Don't worry. I'll change to Kim. Whenever we're all 3 on the same, I'll let you guys pick first because I don't care about this as much as I just care about it being a good bet. So if we're all 3 to take the same,
Well, maybe I want Kim.
It's
Yeah, hey,
like we
dude,
shouldn't
first
do
of
it.
all, it's not cool to not care, all right? It's cool to care. I want all the kids to know that out there.
It is cool to care. I care about my bets landing in a close race.
K's plus innings pitched minus earned runs.
Yes.
And Ryu is facing the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Red Sox.
And Kim is facing the Pirates. It's Kim's second ever start in the MLB.
Yeah.
First one was good.
No, third. But he went half start the second time.
I'm taking Ryu.
I'll take
Oh,
Kim.
man, it's tough. What's Jake taking?
Ryu.
I'll take Ryu.
I'm on Kim.
Okay.
Yun Hyun. Baseball Reference says 2 different pronunciations. Kwang Yun Kim. That's got a fun ring to it.
Hyun Jin Ryu.
Yeah.
Love
All right.
that.
There you have it. Tweet at us. Tell us who you're taking. Which South Korean starting pitcher? Isn't that crazy? There's only 2, and they're pitching on the same
By
day?
the way, Korean food is my favorite type of Asian food right now.
Really?
I'm
Oh
a
my
huge Korean food. There's a Korean Asian fusion mix with Korean barbecue when I went to film school every Wednesday, and it was the best burrito I ever got. It was a Korean barbecue burrito.
Ooh.
It was so good. I crave it, but it was just one food truck.
I'd have to get it for
I'm
lunch.
Only
probably
problem
gonna order
with
Korean food today.
Only problem with Korean food is you go sit down in the restaurant and they're like, "What do you want?" And then you order it, and then they bring you like 20 appetizers, and you're like, "What's all this about?" And
That's
it's
the
delicious.
best.
I know, but it's confusing.
Yeah.
First
These
time
little
you go.
accoutrements.
Once you get used to it, but as a first timer, you're like, "Whoa, I don't know how to order here."
Oh yeah, like the fish cake. Then you got like the little beans. You got the kimchi. Give it all to me. That is just right up my alley.
There's 4 South Koreans in MLB. Can you name the other
Interesting.
2?
Okay. So Ryu, Kim, you said they're the only pitchers or starting pitchers?
Pitchers.
Pitchers.
You should be able to get this.
Choi
Yep.
for
G-Man.
the Rays. And
Choi is on the Rangers. Oh, G-Man? Well, then they
Oh, Shin-Soo Choo.
Yeah.
Sin Soo-choo is South Korean, yeah. I was saying Choi
I
for
don't.
the Rays. Is he
Yeah.
not?
So
Korean?
that's it. That's it. Yep. That's all of them.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sin Soo-choo is a freaking stud too, by the way.
Yeah. His stats are
Love that guy.
All right. That's the show. Thank you guys very much. We will. That's not it.
Craving some Korean food right now.
I like Korean food. Someone said Indian food over Korean food. Indian food.
I love
fantastic
Indian
as well.
food too.
It's all good.
Go watch my new sequence episode out right now detailing the walk-off 2014 AL wildcard game. Really cool tidbits in there for you.
It's time for Trevor's tidbits.
You know what it's time for? Daddy's medicine.